Hello and welcome back to another video on SW Fight Hub. We're looking ahead to Windsor Park in Belfast, September 13th. What a day of boxing and what a weekend of boxing. You got Canelo Crawford after this, Inoue versus MJ, two undisputed fights. And talking of world title fights, the the vacant IBF World Welterweight Championship will be on the line in this highly anticipated rematch. The first time two Irish fighters have ever fought for a world championship in opposing corners. Lewis Crocker coming in 21-0, 14-1 for his opponent Paddy Donovan. The sole defeat, obviously the disqualification in the first fight against Crocker, roughly around about 6 months from the first fight to the second fight, so not a lot of time whatsoever. Look, the debate still rages on from the first fight, but one thing that I do know is that Paddy Donovan was completely bossing Lewis Crocker in that fight. He was one step ahead of him. You know, he hit him after the bell and can't really have any complaints about what happened, in my opinion. But I picked Lewis Crocker to win the first fight, but it'd be hard to look past Paddy Donovan in this one. I think Andy Lee masterminded an absolutely perfect game plan. I know Billy Nelson and Lewis have kind of said he was off that night. So on and so forth, but he just wasn't really landing anything clean. Look, I know there's talk about the head from Paddy Donovan in the first fight. So look, no rematch is ever goes really exactly the same as the first fight. You know, if Crocker was off, it's going to be very interesting. If Paddy Donovan had the night of his life in March, then again, look, it's going to be a really, really interesting scenario. Paddy, of course, will go in as the favourite after what happened in March. How could he not? But Lewis Crocker is going to have the majority of the support in his hometown. It's a dream of his. There's going to be 20-odd thousand people there in a football stadium. If he needs an excuse to get up for it and change what happened in March, then it's going to be glaringly obvious right in front of him, isn't it? But in my opinion, from what I saw, in my unqualified opinion, should I say, back in March, you know, how can I not pick Paddy Donovan to stop Lewis Crocker? I think he'll break him down and stop him in this one. I'd say 7 or 8 rounds, honestly. Crocker is going to have to really go out and change something. Him and Billy, no doubt, will put together a game plan. But another thing with Paddy, the trust and relationship and, you know, the chemistry that him and Andy Lee have together, you know, they're going to craft something and mastermind it. Andy Lee is on fire at the moment. Everything for me leans towards Paddy Donovan. Making the wrong right, I guess, if you want to say that. It was nothing to do with Lewis Crocker, let's put it that way. Lewis Crocker did absolutely nothing wrong, in my opinion. He was hit after the bell, but look, he was caught. Paddy rushed it. You know, Crocker can bang. He really can. And look, one thing I noticed about him when he was badly hurt in that in the first fight, he was ready to go out on his shield and he was swinging. So, you know, massive respect to Lewis Crocker in that regard. I rate him very highly, but Paddy Donovan just looks that little bit special, doesn't he? You know, combine that with what's going on with Hamza, Ben Whittaker, Joe Parker, Andy Lee's gym is absolutely thriving right now. Paddy by stoppage. Let me know what you think, guys. And as always, thanks for watching.